Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Wednesday morning, which is May 29th. We are recording in a different location and a totally different time and a totally different day today because Monday was Memorial Day and I was on vacation, which is wonderful, and I'll tell you about it in just a moment. So, my weekly schedule was thrown off a little bit, and I'm actually going to sort some laundry while we talk about things, and then I'll show you my knitting stuff because a lot has happened. I'm going to try and get this up today when I'm recording this on Wednesday, so the normal going up day, but I apologize for the lateness of this episode because I know it'll be later. Also, the cat is sleeping on the couch over there, and he is very cute and distracting, and he might come over and join us. I don't know that for certain, but I would hope so. I'm also in my workout clothes because I'm going to work out after this is done. Because yay for fitting things into the schedule. I'm also getting groceries and mailing a package. So, water it is. This is a podcast about knitting and books and baking and cats and laundry and doing things on different days and all that jazz. But most importantly, knitting, because that is what I love to do the most, which I do have a lot to show you this week, so that's very exciting. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there. If you are interested in any of the things that I discuss, I will try and include them in the show notes, which will be on my blog. If you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, and if you're already on my blog, then you're already there. In addition to that, I work at a yarn store. It's called The Modern Skein. It's in Montgomery, Texas, and I will link all of the social media, the online store, all that jazz in the show notes so you can come and hang out with us in person, which we would love. Or if you are far away and cannot make it, there's an online store to check out what we have. So I need to get started with this laundry. Maybe you're doing laundry. Maybe we can do laundry together. We can be laundry buddies. You don't have to do laundry. Don't feel obligated to do laundry. So yes, you can do laundry. You can go get something to craft upon, which I would prefer to be doing, but I actually don't do that when I record anyway, so anyway. Or something to snack upon, something tasty to drink, an animal to snuggle, because mine is over there, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So everyone, where am I sorting this laundry? We need to scoot all this out of the way. I will move this out of the way. Also, what time is it? It's currently 7:53. Good morning, everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. It's the middle of the week. That's exciting. We're just gonna throw all this down. There we go. Okay. Because I will sort laundry with you, but I don't want you to see all of our dirty laundry, because that would be weird. Anyway, so Memorial Day happened on Monday, which was very wonderful. We took a trip. We left Sunday afternoon because I had work on Saturday and we both had church commitments. So it worked out that we just left that afternoon and we went to Georgetown, and it was absolutely wonderful. And that goes in the dark pile. I get distracted. This is probably not going to end well, but that's okay. We're going to try. I feel like I've done this before. Like I folded laundry. I know that. Oh well. We went to Georgetown, which is kind of close to Austin. I can't give you actual time stamps of how close it is to Austin because I am Texas geography challenged. But it's close to Austin. I can tell you that. And that was super fun. Sam found this really cute, Airbnb that was out in the country, and when we drove up, the Airbnb was literally in a field of wildflowers. It was incredible, and the road just kind of made its way through the wildflowers, and it was oh so amazing. So that was really amazing. And then we also got to have lunch with a friend that I grew up with in Oklahoma. Her name is Hannah. She's wonderful. I hadn't seen her since our wedding. She was in our wedding. So that was very exciting. She's getting ready to move, so I'm glad that we caught her when we did, because that would have been sad not to be able to see her. So that's super exciting and super wonderful to see her. We also went to lots of different, like, fun stores in Georgetown. I don't know where you live locationally to Georgetown, but if you've never been and you have the ability to go, I would highly recommend it. It's a very, like, it's an old town, obviously, because it's got, like, a lot of history in it, but it's also, like, hip and cool. Not that a place needs to be hip and cool, because that's a very millennial thing to say. But it's really fun. Like, there are lots of really fun coffee shops, and there are lots of really fun restaurants, and there's a really cute bookstore that just opened that we went to called the Lark Owl, and I got stuff from some of the places that we went to. The coffee shop that we went to was absolutely incredible. It was called 309 Coffee, and I couldn't tell you where it is, but I think it's kind of near the square, I think. And it turned out that the owners of our Airbnb had actually lived in where the coffee shop was, because it used to be like a cottage before it became a coffee shop, and they were really good friends with the coffee shop owners, and so we talked to them about that, and that was super fun, and it was like, oh, well, we know the same people, kind of, and that was fun. I had a poppy latte, which I did not know that poppy could be a flavor of something. It can, and it was, or maybe it can't, maybe they just put poppy seeds on it, I don't know. But it had honey and sea salt flavoring, and then I guess poppy flavoring, which they make all their syrups in-house, except for a handful of them, I think like chai and mocha or something like that. Now we're done sorting. Which was super cool, and so I had an amazing poppy latte, and I don't remember what Sam got, but it was very good. It wasn't, like, sweet or anything, but for what he wanted, it was delicious. And we got kolaches, and they were, like, homemade, and it was so amazing. We got shirts from there. It was great. And then we went to the yarn store. Yes, my friends, and now I'm done sorting so I can show you what I got. So we went to the knitting cup. Knitting cup. There we go. So, I got some fun things. It was such a wonderful little store, and the owner was there, and she was super sweet, and they do yarn and tea, and so I actually got tea, yarn, and some stitch markers because I couldn't pass them up, and it was just so cute. So the stitch markers are from A Needle Runs Through It. I think she has an Instagram thing, but like the knitting cup carries them. So these are the ones that I got. They're little unicorns. And I think she has an Instagram, so I'm super excited to use these. I thought they were so cute. She had so many fun kinds because they're like wooden, and they're super fun. So I got the Sunshine Peach Tea, which sounds amazing. I believe it's like 2 ounces for $5 or something like that. And then she also gave me a little bit what was left of the French raspberry, which was very, very kind of her. So I'm excited to try both of those. And in the yarn realm, because you can't not get yarn, I don't know if this is not a, this is covering up the location information, so I'm just going to pull this thing off. Okay. This is like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's so squishy and plump and amazing, and this is Sestari in the Primrose Peach color. It's kettle dyed yarn. It's 100% fine merino. So it's from Virginia. And oh my goodness, this yarn is so amazing. Let me twist this up so you can see the logo. It is a 2-ply worsted weight. So I would highly recommend checking them out. This is beautiful. I'm not like 100% sure what I want it to be, but I know I want it to be something amazing. And that will be easy because it is already amazing. The second thing that I got was from Moon Tower Dye Works in the My Spaghetti colorway, which if you are up on the internet jokes and memes and stuff, that would make sense. I think that's what it's after. I can't think of anything else that would be called My Spaghetti. But that's what it is after. Yes, it's like full of these speckles, neon speckles. Like, what is that? What is that? Ugh, so pretty. Love it. So the Moon Tower lady, I believe she currently lives in Austin, but I believe the owner of the Knitting Cup said that she thought that she might be originally from Georgetown. But I don't know that for certain, so don't quote me on that, but I know she currently lives in Austin. So that's cool. Local. Yay. This is her IO sock, which is 75% merino, superwash merino, 25% nylon, 460 yards. Really awesome. This was like truly amazing. Also, like, look at that little section right there. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. Just like all of that. So yes, I am super excited about this. I am just really into the one skein shawl thing right now, and this is perfect. And tassels, like, can't go wrong with that. So those are the things that I got from the Knitting Cup. We then went to the Lark Owl bookstore. Well, actually, we went and had lunch with my friend, and then we went to the Lark Owl bookstore, which was right next to the place where we went to lunch, which was the Monument Cafe. It was absolutely amazing. I got a sticker and a little pin. Both of them you will know, if you are a longtime viewer or even a recent viewer, that these things greatly apply to me, so I couldn't pass them up. I got this pin that it says, "When in doubt, go to the library." I'm trying not to get the glare. There we go. When in doubt, go to the library. And this is from the Out of Print company. So that's cool. And then my my sticker says cats, coffee, and books. I couldn't pass this one up. Plus it was only $3, so why not? And this is from Fly Paper Products. And I guess they have an Instagram. So this will be going on my water bottle for sure. And my pin will be going on my happy bag, which I can do right now actually because I have that here. I actually have other pins I need to put on, so I'll probably wait on that. But anyway, it was such a wonderful trip. We'll for sure be going back to Georgetown. There were so many fun things and other stores that we went into randomly that were just like, this is very unique and very cool, and I'm glad that we stopped, and how awesome is this? And the Airbnb was like truly incredible. Like, I don't have the words for how calm and peaceful it was and how amazing it was, and for like the price that we were able to stay there and get the full experience, and like all the little extra stuff that she did, or one of the owners did on the inside, and it was just really amazing. And there's someone running somewhere shaking the apartment. Anyway, so that was super fun, and that's why I was gone on Monday and couldn't record, and so that's why I'm recording today. So I do apologize for the weird, like, not normal schedule appearance. You're currently in my living room. Fun times. There's our front door back there, right there. But yeah, so let's move on to the knitting content, shall we? I have quite a lot. I have 2 finished objects. What? 2 finished objects. So first off, we'll start with the smaller one, which is not insignificant and very beautiful. It's my shift cowl, everybody. Out of my hand spun. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So yes, this is the shift cowl by Andrea Mowry. I used 3 colors of my hand spun. I haven't worn it a whole lot because very shortly after I finished it and put it on, I took it off and my neck chest area was bright red. I've never had problems with that before, which is a huge, very, like, massive blessing. I'm so glad that I haven't had to deal with that, but it was like, oh no, uh-oh, I don't know how to handle this. And maybe, like, it was up against my skin because my shirt had, like, a lower neckline. And so maybe it's just that I have to wear something in between my skin and this, which that's fine. But it's so cute. And I have washed it. So, but the thing is like, it doesn't feel scratchy now, and it doesn't, like, irritate me now, but when I take it off, if I've worn it for a while, then it's an issue. I don't really know. It was very confusing. I was very confused by that, but see, the thing is that I don't remember what the fiber content was of any of those fibers. All I know is that one of them was more soft than the other 2, and that's it. Which is not helpful. You can't really answer some interesting, serious questions about why something might be giving you a reaction if the only thing you can say is, well, one of them was more soft than the other. That's just not helpful. But oh well. It's done, which freed up my needles. So if you have seen the past couple of weeks, you would know that I was really wanting to cast something on, which I did. So we'll see that in just a moment. This is done. This is the shift by Andrea Mowry. The next thing has been done for a long time, but it had an extra step that needed to be completed, and is now done. If you follow me on Instagram, you will be aware. This, you might look at this and be like, oh, it's just a regular cardigan. It's just a regular cardigan. It looks very normal. Look at those button bands. It looks wonderful. There's no buttonholes, but whatever. And I would tell you, it was not a cardigan. It was steeked. I actually finally steeked the sweater. This sweater, my toady sweater, has been steeked. Everybody. I finally did it. So yes, the pattern is the basic raglan pullover by Joji Locatelli. It's a very basic top-down, super wonderful first sweater pattern, knit in DK weight. I taught that as a class series for the Modern Skein earlier in the year, and this is what we made. And I decided that I wanted to steek mine. And I wanted to do it for multiple reasons. One, to do another steek and get that under my belt. Two, put it in my knitting bag, if you will. Ha ha ha, so funny. Two, I did not plan for this steek. So if you're familiar with steeking, which, let's back up. If you are not familiar with any kind of steeking, you have no idea what that means. What that means is that you cut your knitting. You knit something, like, you will use the sleeve as an example. You would knit the sleeve and then you would cut up the front or the side or whatever to open it up. And so people knit pullovers or jumpers, and then you cut up the middle and you make them into a cardigan. You do some reinforcing of stitches so they don't, like, unravel immediately, and yeah. So how are we doing on time? Okay, it's 8:11. We're doing great. So yes, I don't remember what I was saying before that, but oh yeah, it was an unplanned steek. So yes, if you steek something that has a steek already written in the pattern, or you are more professional about it, or you have more experience with it, people usually put up like 5 to 10 stitches in the middle, so they're extra stitches that are not included in the pattern, so it does require extra math, and they put them in the middle, and you separate them from the rest of them with a purl on either side, and you use that to be kind of like this is where I'm steeking. With this, I didn't do that. So I just, what I did was I took the neckline number before the shoulder stitches. I divided it in half, found out where that was, and kind of figured out if I might have scooted it over one stitch or something like that. But basically it was right there. And so that's where I did my little crochet reinforcement on either side. And I also picked up my bands before I actually did the cutting because I wanted to be extra secure and safe, seeing as I was doing the cutting at work and wouldn't have the comfort of freaking out at home. Not that I couldn't freak out at work, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'd pick that up. Just normally, as if you, for some reason my eyes are really itchy this morning. As if you regularly would for any button band, it's just that I was picking them up in a way where they were still attached. That doesn't make sense, but, so there's the brown is the crocheted reinforcement. I tacked it down. I would kind of like to get some ribbon, but I don't know when that, maybe when we return my rental, we could do that. We could go to the Hobby Lobby. That would be fun. So yeah, this is, so wonderful. Like, I can't get over how well this went. It was truly amazing. My toady cardigan. It's not a pullover anymore because it's a cardigan. It used to be a pullover, but not anymore. I did not put buttonholes because I feel like I wouldn't really wear it very often closed, so I decided not to include them. But that is totally a personal preference thing. Will I be steeking everything in the future? Yes, indeed I will. Indeed I will. I think one of the biggest things that made it easier for me this time around was, obviously it wasn't my first time, so I was a little aware of what was going on. And two, I realized that, so you have the crochet reinforcement, right? Like, you have that to kind of hold everything together, like it does anyway. But if you are, for whatever reason, like really freaking out about it not holding it together, The yarn that you should have used should at least have enough grip to stay together long enough after you cut it to check and see if there's any stitches flying around, and if so, you can grab them really easy with like a stitch marker. You can grab them really easy with like a tapestry needle and some yarn, extra yarn, just sew it down. It's really not that bad. Like, you may think that it's going to fall apart in your hands once you do the cutting, but it's actually not. And then there are very easy ways to save it quickly, but not in like a really crazy hectic way. Does that make sense? Am I saying helpful things? I don't actually know. Yeah. Steeking is scary. Like, there's no way around it. It is scary because you are cutting into something that you spent a lot of time on. But at the end of the day, though you may have like been really worried and you did cut into it and then you were like, that's so scary. I'm cutting into something I spent a lot of time on and I don't know if it's gonna work. It might fall apart in my hands. I don't know. But then it turns out and you're like, oh, I want to cut open all of my sweaters now. And you may laugh and you may be like, that'll never happen to me. I will never be, I may try it once or twice and I'll never want to steek everything. And I may have thought the same thing at one point, but I am not of that opinion anymore. So much so that I went into my Ravelry queue and tagged everything that could be steeked with the tag of steek, so if I wanted to do something that I could steek, I could search it really easily. If that is any example of how much I am excited about it. So I will be for sure steeking more in the future. I'm very excited about it. Oh, also my yarn, I should mention that. This is Knit Pick City Tweed DK. Tweed City DK. It's all of those words in some combination. And it is beautiful. It's in the toad colorway, which is why I'm calling it my toady sweater. It's so soft. I love it. I'm very excited to be able to wear it. Obviously not now because it's really warm. I say that and I'm wearing a hoodie, but whatever. I'm inside. I'm not outside. Anyway. So those are my two finished objects. I'm going to go kind of quickly through my knitting items. So this one, I've made so much progress. I've gotten a poop ton of knitting, everybody. Like, this is incredible. So this is my test knit for Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns. This is the Moon Drip Swancho. Look how beautiful that is, everybody. Oh my goodness. What the poop. So clearly I've divided for the sleeves and I've knit for like maybe 4 inches. More than 4 inches. I don't have my wrist ruler so I can't measure. But like that's a long way on so many stitches on small needles. Well, I'm knitting them on a 6, but whatever. Like, what the poop. I'm so excited about how this is turning out. This fits really well, I know, because I've tried it on. I'm very excited. My yarns, the brown and the green are Knit Picks Palette, and then the variegated one is Jitterbug Sock. I believe that's what the base is called. So yes, the Knit Picks is new yarn. I got that specifically for this test knit. The Jitterbug is old stash. Like high school stash. Yeah. So I'm currently knitting away until the cows come home to get a certain amount of inches. I'm also, there's a very fun construction addition thing that I have never done before that I'm very excited about. So along the side, you can see there are holes, and you might be like, uh-oh, you dropped some stitches there. Uh-oh. I don't think those were supposed to be there. Those don't look right. And I would tell you, oh yes, those are double yarn overs. I did that on purpose. So along the sides, that wasn't really that funny, but I thought it was pretty funny. So if you didn't laugh, that's okay. I thought it was funny. So along the sides, I will be doing an I-cord, or just making a long random I-cord, and then we will be lacing it up through these holes that will run up and down both sides. So I can adjust the size of it pretty much if I wanted to. Not like drastically, but I can make it more or less flowy, bulky, not bulky, oversized. That's the word. So, and that's on both sides. I'm really loving how this turns out. I'm really loving how it's looking on camera. Oh man, I am just moving forward, knitting away. It will eventually get done. The deadline is in July. I'm not worried. I think it'll be fine. I am almost done with my second ball of brown. So that's pretty good. The brown is actually brindle heather. Fun fact. It's living in my happy bag. So that is exciting. Moondrip Swancho. It's a test knit for Tristan, who is wonderful, and her yarns are beautiful, and she has a podcast with her mom, Christy, and the podcast is called Two Girls in the Yarn Cafe. So, moving forward, I have 2 new cast-ons, everybody. Yes, I know. 2 new cast-ons, and I know that I'm trying to get rid of languishing whips, but like, I finished the shift cowl, and then I didn't really cast on anything after the car accident a couple weeks ago, and I should have done that. And so I feel like these 2 things are kind of making up for both of those things. Also, side note, one of these things is completely and totally out of old stash. Like, nothing new. And I was talking to my mom about it the other day, and she said that I should give myself points if I use my languishing stash as well. To go along with my languishing whips of 2019, I could have my languishing stash of 2019. And I think I could definitely include that in my languishing whips. So the languishing stash wouldn't be as important to use or get done, but it would definitely give me points, I think. What do you think? I know it's late in the year to be adding this very big new rule, but I think it should totally apply because, again, there is literally nothing new in this project. Nothing new. Granted, the other project is totally new. Totally new. But that's okay. Well, it's being knit, and it's being knit up pretty quickly, so I don't think it'll be a languishing whip for long. Anyway, let's move on to this, stash-busting project, shall we? This is living in my Stephen and Penelope bag, because it is, in fact, a Stephen West pattern. And if you saw last week's episode, you might remember that I mentioned the spring cleaning shawl. Da 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 da. This is my spring cleaning shawl, everybody. Had I started the purple section? I don't remember. I worked pretty, I brought 2 projects, 2 mindless project and one like more intense project that I didn't actually end up working on while we were in Georgetown. It was mainly this and the other new thing. So this is like a very Stephen Westy shawl. It's knit in pieces, but you like knit it in sections, so you don't have to pick up stitches or attach anything or really anything crazy at all. I put together my selection of colors, and I'm just grabbing with whatever I think looks good next to the previous color. So that is how I am deciding. I didn't have any actual plans with how it's going. Also, this pink is so bright, it's blowing itself out. That's still really not how bright it is. It's a really, really bright pink. So, what are my yarns? So the black is an old Knit Picks palette. Do I have it? I should have it in here, but I just don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Hello. Doesn't have a tag, but it's this like dark heathery gray color. So the bottom, the yellow, is from an old, it's hedgehog fibers. It's from an old kit that I got for my birthday several years ago, and that's part of it. I think this is Fool's Gold. It's in the sock base. This is Ella Rae from Yarntopia days. Very, very, very old, but like so happy to be using it. Also, check out how tightly this cake has been wound. I know it looks really small. I've used a lot, but it's like very compact. If you threw it hard enough, it probably would hurt somebody. This color is from another Stephen West kit for one of his mysteries that I ended up frogging because I didn't really like it very much. But this, I believe, is also hedgehog fibers. I don't know what color it is, but it's in our single base. And then this one that I'm currently working on is from another kit that I didn't like how it was turning out, so I frogged it, and this is also hedgehog, I believe. So there's a lot of hedgehog in here, actually. But I think I have one more hedgehog. So my other colors, I believe this one will be my next color, which is gonna be the biggest section, I think, this is my favorite color that I picked. So I feel like that would be fair to make it the biggest section. This is hedgehog as well. It might be Genie. I could be wrong. I don't remember. Then I also have this, which I believe is Jitterbug. Very old. And then this is more Ella Rae and terribly blown out. It doesn't look that crazy. It's much darker in person. And this will probably be the last section. So let's see if I can hold all this stuff up. Oop, not very well, but you get the general idea. This is my spring cleaning shawl. I'm very excited with how it's turning out. It's also knitting up very quickly. Granted, I have had a lot of like just sitting and knitting time over the past couple of days, but it's really fun. I feel like this is a good introductory Stephen West pattern. If you didn't want to do Vertices Unite, which is another really good introductory Stephen West pattern, this would be another really good option. You also start with this I-cord and pick up and start from there. So the I-cord is actually the foundation, which I think is very interesting. Also, we can't go wrong with a beautiful I-cord edge, everybody. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. Also, there'll be a lot of ends to weave in, but that's no surprise when it comes to Stephen West. We are not surprised. So yeah, this is all languishing stash, for sure. This is all very old stash. It's great. I'm very excited. This is my spring cleaning shawl by Stephen West. hopefully I will continue to make a lot of really good progress on it. So, yay. So moving along, last item, so I can move on with the laundry. Okay, this is the pattern that I mentioned before. I don't remember if I had gotten the yarn at this point, but I don't know how to pronounce this, and I really want to, but I can't find it anywhere. Is there a thing to show you that does not give you any of the information? No. Okay, well, we'll just fold this so it kind of works that way. Anyway, so this is a Kate Davies pattern, her new pattern, and it's Vigor? Vigor. You tell me. I don't know. Maybe it's something totally different that I have no idea what it is. I'm very confused, and I would really like to know how to pronounce it. Hello, beeping. But I just don't know. So, I cast this on when we left for Houston, or left Houston. This was going to be my road trip thing. This was going to be like a treat. It was kind of to go along with the mini vacation. We're just going to relax. So I cast on something really relaxing. It is bottom up, so I cast on another poop ton of stitches, everybody. I feel like I keep doing this to myself. I'll cast on, or I find things that you have a bazillion stitches on your needles, and you knit for a really long time. But it's worth it. I'm also knitting this on a size 4. The pattern calls for a size 3, but I didn't really want to do that. Also, I really like the gauge that I'm getting, the fabric with my 4s. I'm using these very misshapen balls of Knit Picks. What is it called? I think I have the bands in here. Nope, that's not one of them. Here it is. Stroll Tweed in the rabbit colorway, which is the lighter one, and then I believe it's Bittersweet, which is like a brownie, which is the darker one. So we are striping it, and trying to not get the yarns tangled up. This is what it looks like. It is so soft. I really love it. So this has an interesting story, or just an interesting tidbit. I knew that this line would be a thing. I knew that this would be a thing. So I was like, helical knitting is a thing. Let's try it. I didn't realize that, or I didn't think about the fact that helical knitting works for a one stripe thing. And I have 2 rows of each stripe, so this is a 2 and a 2, not a 1 and a 1. And so I learned how to do it, which is really incredible, and I'm glad that I know how to do it now. But then I realized that I couldn't do it with the 2 rows of each thing. So then I was like, maybe can I do this with 2 stripes? Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of what I saw online was saying things like, if you want to do it with 2 stripes, you have to have multiple balls of yarn of the same color to make it work, which not gonna do. These 2 already are kind of annoying, just because I really just need to wind them up into regular cakes. That's what I need to do. So it doesn't bother me, and I'm being very careful to make it stretchy. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal, and I know it'll be on the side or something, so it'll be fine. But if you have any way to actually do that, any helpful tips that don't require having 5,000 little thingies of yarn attached to your project at once, then let me know, because I would be very interested in learning that. But I did teach myself what helical knitting was, and I did figure out how to do it, and I did try to do it with this 2-row thing, and it didn't work. But yes, this is by Kate Davies. This is the Vigor, or maybe something totally different. I'm doing it out of Knit Picks. This was a very spontaneous purchase because Knit Picks was also having a sale and I couldn't go wrong. And so this is my, I don't know. I have a lot of brainless knitting right now, but you can never have too much brainless knitting, everybody. It's just, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. So I believe that is it that I have. I have said everything I needed to say. The laundry's been folded, or not folded, sorted. I needs to get sorted, or started. What? What time is it now? 8:30, okay. We've got a lot of laundry. I think I might need to break up one of these loads. Oh well. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching this episode. I do apologize that it is a little wonky. It's not regular, but again, like, nobody's perfect. I do live a normal life, and I do have to do laundry, and things just don't always work, and I don't have a glamorous background, and I'm in my workout clothes, and stuff like that, but that's very normal. I'm just a regular human being plodding along through life, getting stuff done whenever I can, and I just happen to be able to multitask today, which was great. So with that, if you would like to follow me on any of my social medias or check out the things that I've discussed on this episode, you can go to my blog and find all of that information, or the social media stuff is down below if you're on YouTube. Very exciting. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. It is Wednesday, which means the weekend is coming. We have a very fun weekend planned. We're going to Dallas with my family to celebrate my older sister's birthday, which is very exciting. Some more knitting time in the car, which I'm very excited about. So who knows what kind of progress I'll have for you guys next week. I hope it'll be a lot. I knew that this trip was happening. We've known that this trip is happening for a while. So my plan was to get the Moon Drip Swan Show divided for the sleeves for this trip to work on the body, because it's round and round and round and round. And I did that, and clearly I've made a lot of I made a lot of progress yesterday, like more than I was expecting to. And so knowing that, that would, like, if I could get the inches that I need in one of the trips, that would be incredible. It would be so amazing. I don't know if that'll happen. That's really high hopes. Positive thinking, everybody. We can do this. Yes, we can. Can we do this? Yes, we can. We'll see. I'll try. But I also want to work on other things. And yes, I also need to finish my sorbet cardigan. What day? Oh, it's the 29th. I can do that. You know what? That's easy. I only have, like, stripes, 2 cuffs, and then 2 button bands, all of which are very small, and I'm knitting them on big needles. I can do that. That's doable. Doable. It's happening. Most definitely. I have tonight, I have tomorrow at work, and then I have, Sam is getting home late because he's kind of going on a business trip, so, like, that's so much knitting. I can get it done. That sorbet cardigan is getting done, everybody. I make that promise to you now. Next week, I will have a finished sorbet cardigan. And I don't make those promises lightly. If you are a regular to the podcast, you would know. I don't make these promises lightly. It's gonna happen. Anyway, we'll move on from the sorbet cardigan. those are my crafty plans for this week and this weekend. I hope that you have fun crafty plans, that you are very successful with whatever you would need to get done or would like to do. It looks like a very rainy day. I have a lot of errands and just general chores to do just because we were gone on Monday, but getting this done early in the morning is definitely going to help my schedule today. If you couldn't tell, I'm quite a planner, and when things do not, like if my routine gets messed up or if my schedule gets thrown off, I get thrown off, and it's not my favorite, but we make it work. Again, because this is a normal human being thing to do. Nobody's perfect. This is very normal. Anyway, so the cat has woken up, and he is now shifting around to get more comfortable. I do apologize he didn't come over. I thought he was going to be really into the clothes and the stuff on the floor. Oh, he's so cute. I might include a little clip of him at the end because he's just too cute. So thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you for sticking with me and just letting me do my thing. I really appreciate every single one of you. Is there anything else I need to say? I don't know. Yeah. Happy knitting and all that jazz. And I guess I will see you guys next week. Bye.